We are delighted to be here today at Well-Being at Work with Mr. Mick Todd, CEO and founder of To Be Limitless. Thank you for being here, Mr. Mick. We hope you enjoy the event today.
It's been fantastic, Omnia. We've just seen some just really insightful presentations, energetic insights from great leaders, and it's a real credit to the kingdom, the progress that they are making. So a lot of times we see the progress in the buildings and the giga projects, but actually the progress around leadership and building cultures in great organizations has been something that's really inspiring. And I really love to see how fast that transformation is happening here.
And talking about inspiration, can you tell us that is our well-being in work could be affected by our emotions?
Oh, of course, we're feeling beings. It's really interesting insight that when it comes to employee engagement or client experience, that 75% of it is about what we feel and only 25% of it is about what we do. So it's not about the doing, it's about understanding that we're feeling beings and being able to understand, process and manage those emotions, and also to create leadership that allows people to understand and process their emotions and use emotions in a really positive way rather than have their emotions use them. Yeah, and that's the difference, I think. When we're emotionally intelligent, we use the emotions to help us. When we're emotional, the emotions use us and pull us all over the place. So getting into a place where we're emotionally intelligent, incredibly important.
So that means our emotional intelligence could enhance our well-being in work.
Oh, without a doubt. And I've saw so many great presentations today. One of them was speaking in a really true way. We get our job because of our skills, which is our IQ. We become leaders because of our EQ. Yeah, so EQ, that emotional intelligence, that ability to use emotions in a proactive, positive way, is a dynamic differentiator in high performance cultures.
Do you think nowadays, employees and companies are more aware of the importance of well-being in work?
It's a great question. I think they're aware of it, but I don't think that they always match that awareness with behaviours. So most of us are becoming more aware of lots of things. And my business partner, Peter Turner, spoke beautifully this morning about the difference between being aware and the behaviours, because it's the behaviours that matter. So are they more aware? Yes. Is that awareness leading to all of the right behaviours that we should be seeing, especially from our leaders? Not always.
So, but here in Saudi Arabia, do you think well-being is people getting more aware and well-being? What do you think about even the market of well-being here today in Saudi Arabia?
I'm absolutely blown away in a really happy way to see how much awareness there is in KSA, how many leaders have been here speaking so openly and honestly around the importance of well-being, but also speaking about the challenges that come with the pressure of work. Because what the kingdom is trying to do is they have all of these extraordinary projects. And with those extraordinary projects comes pressure to deliver. And so people have all of these massive expectations. And with those massive expectations, that pressure can squeeze people to a point where they lose their balance and they lose their sense of well-being, their sense of self. So it's incredibly important that we keep on opening up space around well-being.
What about the environment that offers us well-being at work? Do you think there's a lack of environment for well-being for the employees globally?
Undoubtedly, there is a lack of it. Yeah, all of the science tells us that we are not there yet. It's great to be aware, but the only thing worse than not being aware is being aware and doing nothing with it. That's the only thing worse. Like, so it's one thing to say we're aware, but that's worse than not being aware if we do nothing about that awareness. And so I think we're not there yet. We really need to have leaders opening up. There's one thing about the physical space where we change the physical space for people to connect, and obviously working from home, working remotely, it's a different world of working than it used to be. So we have to manage that in a different way. And I also think it's really important to figure out that the other part of the environment is opening up autonomy for people, the chance to do what they do best, recognition, recognizing and celebrating when people are successful, connection. And what we know is, as human beings, we were born to connect, and connection increases commitment, but connection also increases your sense of well-being. We know that. And then the other part is purpose, really connecting people with why they do what they do. Yeah, and when you've got a strong sense of purpose, as Viktor Frankl once said, the two most important days in your life, the day you're born and the day you figure out why.
What's it called?
Yeah, so understanding your why and helping people understand that, really critical.
Yeah, that's true. What exactly the measures that what measures you use to measure employees' well-being?
Well, in a really simple way, I think the simplest way to measure people's well-being is how do I feel on Friday night? How do I feel on Friday night when I'm here in the kingdom? When I know, because we start work on Saturday here.
Okay.
Yeah. So how do I feel on Friday night is a great way to measure my well-being. So if I'm energized and excited about going back to work, then we're doing something well. But if I'm going, yeah, then there's a lack of well-being in that space. So, yeah, but we've got lots of metrics, and I think sleep is a great way to measure well-being. Blood sugar levels, all of these different things where we're impacting on the way that people work. So that well-being piece for me, is about body, about mind, about spirit, and about emotions, as you and I have already spoken about. So when you're measuring well-being, it's not just a single point. It's all of those things combined. So thinking about that in a really proactive way, about what are you doing for your body? Are you creating enough space in your mind? Are you looking after? Are you doing things that and we just saw the head of NEOM speak about the importance of prayer, even, which is a fantastic piece, because prayer doesn't change things. Prayer changes people, and people change things. So,
That could be
and those pieces about creating space so that you can be the best of you, and so that there's multiple things that go into that. But the best way that I measure it is, how do you feel on Friday night, or in other parts of the Middle East on Sunday night, when you know you're going back to work the next day? Do you feel energized and excited, or do you have that feeling in your stomach of no? So understanding that's important.
Actually, we hope all of us have good Friday night.
And that's such a critical piece about what happiness looks like, because what we know is we now spend more time at work than anywhere else in our life. So if we're not enjoying that, what are we doing? Yeah.
Like half of our days we're not enjoying this.
Oh my God. More than, because, by the time you sleep and you spend most of your time at work, you spend more time at work than anywhere else, statistically.
Yes.
So it's such an important time for building well-being.
That's That's right. Actually, this was very helpful and important information, like information of gold, as we say. We hope that we can keep this interview, but we were so happy having you here today, Mr. Mick, and we hope you enjoy the time today here in Wellbeing event.
It was absolutely fantastic. Thank you for having me.